Okay. 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 Here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is the Reverend Mrs. Dewana. I am one of the pastors of God's House of Salvation. I reach you today with Jesus' joy, just coming in, just trying to unwind just like you are. So I'm here to talk to you. So let's talk. I want you to settle your shoulders, let your breath drop, let your spirit just relax, and let's just be. The woman who walked in her own dawn. There was once a woman who lived between two worlds. The world people thought she belonged to, and the world her aura had already chosen for her. She moved throughout the days like a soft drumbeat, steady, ancient, familiar. But inside of her chest lived a voice that had been pressed down so long it spoke in whispers instead of thunder. Well, one morning, a morning much like today, she woke up with a heaviness she could no longer ignore. Not sadness, not fear, just the weight of a truth trying to be born. She stepped outside barefoot, and the earth recognized her before she recognized herself. The wind wrapped around her shoulders like a shawl. The ancestors leaned in close. Her aura said, "Daughter, you have been living in the shadows of your own brilliance. Come into the light where you were carved for." She didn't recognize, she didn't argue, she didn't shrink, she didn't even apologize. She simply stood still, and the stillness became revelation. See, she comes from women who survived storms without umbrellas. She came from women who prayed with their whole bodies. She came from women who stitched hope in the hems of their skirts. She came from women who knew God not as theory, but as breath. And she realized something holy. She was not broken. She was just becoming. So she lifted her chin, straightened her spine, and walked back into her life, not as the woman people expected, but as the woman she was destined to be. And from this day forward, rooms felt smaller when she entered because her spirit no longer damned itself to fit. People listened to her differently because her voice no longer asked for permission to exist. And every night, when she laid her head down, her aura whispered, "Welcome home." Why does this story resonate? Because you too are standing in that threshold moment, the place where the silent parts of you are rising like dawn over your own horizon. Because you too are remembering that you were never meant to be marginal. You were never meant to be muted. You were never meant to be minimized. Because you too are stepping into a season of redemption. You're stepping into a season of resolution. You're stepping into a season of reconciliation. You're stepping into a season of restitution and restoration. Not as a concept, but as your birthright. So let me speak to your inner spirit, the one that has survived storms in silence and still rises with a crown that never fell. I pray blessings over you. This is for the woman who has been overlooked, underestimated. You felt unheard, and you still walk like prophecy wrapped in skin. Today is redemption day. Today is resolution day. Today is reconciliation day. Today is restitution day. Today is restoration day. Not as ideas, but as inheritance. Because the God who breathed you into being did not whisper you into this world to live small. You were carved from divine imagination, shaped in holy intention, and carved in ancestral affirmation. Your spirit is not marginal. Your spirit is not even optional. Your presence is not accidental. In Yoruba thought, the ori, which is your inner head, your divine consciousness, is the seat of destiny. It is the place where God's breath meets your becoming. And as the ancestors say, it is your ori we must honor. Your inner knowing is holy. Your inner path is worthy of reverence. So today I'm going to honor your aura, the parts of you that remembers who you were before the world tried to tell you who you ought to be. And I want to talk about the truth for marginalized spirit today. Women who carry worlds inside of them, worlds of survival, worlds of brilliance, worlds of unspoken stories. Alice Walker was a womanist who's committed to the wholeness of all people, especially to the wholeness of herself. And I invite you into that circle. So hear this. Your wholeness is not negotiable. Your wholeness is your joy. It's not a luxury. Your healing is not a footnote. Your story is not an afterthought. You are the kind of woman who births liberation just by breathing. And I want to tell you a story about the women who need to hear this. This was once a woman who walked through life like a quiet storm. People saw her strength, but they never saw her softness. They admired her resilience, but they ignored her wounds. They took her wisdom, but they rarely poured back into her well. One day she stood before the mirror and said, I am done shrinking. I am done dimming. I am done apologizing for my shine. And in that moment, her aura, her divine inner spirit, rose up and answered, welcome back. I've been waiting for you. And from that day forward, she walked differently, not louder, not truer, not harder, not even holier, but for herself and every ancestor watching whispered, yes, that's the woman we prayed for. So, words of encouragement to leave you with this evening. You are a queen with a lineage of light. You are a woman whose spirit refuses to be erased. You are a woman living the story your foremothers dreamed of. And even on the days you feel unseen, heaven still recognizes your name. You are redeemed. You are restored. You are rising. For the windows of heaven have opened. I hope you have enjoyed the view. The ancestors have spoken. Take the message, receive it, and share it with others, planting seeds. Take care, many blessings to you, and to God be the glory. Oganafa Oluwa, Amadi Laborie, and Selah. Until next time, take care.